Jaguars 34, Broncos 20. Great game. Two heavy hitters. Two teams I could easily see in the AFC Conference Championship this year. All right. I've avoided it. It's enough. I'm going to talk about Trevor Lawrence. I bashed on the guy. I did. You win some, you lose some. I feel like it's only right because the second he started playing well, the video from like a month and a half ago popped up on my feed and a lot of comments came in. I was like, oh my God, here we go. And I thought this week, maybe I'd be given a break. Maybe the Broncos defense would step up. They, in fact, did not. Trevor Lawrence is paying. He's playing like the rent is due. Trevor Lawrence is playing like the rent is due. And it's about time. We've waited how long? 5 years? I called him a bust considering his projection coming out of college. I'll eat my words for now. He's had 4 straight lights out performances. No turnovers in 4 weeks. I'm not jumping on the hype train yet because I've watched Trevor Lawrence for year after year fall short of expectations. But I love that he's finding his groove with Liam Cohen. Jacoby Myers has been a huge plus for this offense. And the weapons are on fire because Trevor Lawrence has delivered a month's worth of insane production. He's played phenomenal football. I'm not going to apologize because I've seen a lot of Trevor Lawrence play bad and not so much Trevor Lawrence play good. I'm not forgetting about the 14-11 touchdown to interception ratio that started off the season for Trevor Lawrence. I'm not just going to bypass that because he's played 4 good weeks of football. But that's enough of me. I'll stay to the side. Trevor Lawrence is balling, but I need to see more before I jump on the train. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. He's playing good football. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold. Broncos game was impressive, though. Like, this game was... He was Mr. Do-It-All. Passes over the middle, passes deep, red zone efficiency, bang, bang, bang. Very athletic, moved around really well. Looked like a star. I'll eat my words for now. I'll get my laugh later. Jacoby Myers, he's been huge. I mentioned him talking about Trevor Lawrence. Jacoby Myers is the number 1 receiver in Jacksonville. It's not BTJ. It is not Parker Washington. It is not Travis Hunter. It is Jacoby Myers. He really does everything for this offense. Trevor Lawrence has trusted him from day one. Going deep, you can trust him to come down with the rock. Across the middle, he's made some wild catches already for the Jaguars. Sometimes receivers come into an offense midseason and they kind of fade away. By the time they're in full stride, they've either been knocked out of the playoffs or they've won a Super Bowl, I guess, or they didn't make the playoffs, one of the 3. I don't think that's the case for Jacoby Myers. They just gave him the bag for a good reason. They are 6-1 since he has arrived. And he is a large component of this offense. He's such a smooth route runner, and his game is really complete. We saw a little bit of that in Vegas, but now that he's in a proper Liam Cohen system where they are using him and starting to figure out his max potential, they're finding a way for him to become the number 1 guy. And he's slowly but surely filing into that role for this offense. So I'm proud of Kobe. Like, he's had himself an amazing back half of the season. He's already got 3 touchdowns with the Jags. He's an impact player. He's going to be huge down the stretch and in the playoffs for this team. Broncos, listen, you get beat by 14 at home. Maybe not what you expected. This was an 11-game win streak. Let's talk about Bo Nix real quick. Bo Nix is rising up to the occasion. Bo Nix is rising up to that franchise label. Since week 12, he's thrown for 300 yards per game. He's got 6 passing touchdowns. He's now got the Broncos at 12-3, took them on an 11-game win streak. And just like last season, he's playing the best football when it matters, when it counts. to close out the season. He's maneuvering the pocket at a very high level. The playmaking has increased. He made some perfect passes against the Jaguars. Blitzed against the Jags. Cortland Sutton touchdown back at the end zone. Cortland Sutton 4th and 3 fade route against Green Bay. We can nitpick parts about Bo Nix's game, but I don't think it's a coincidence he's had so much success already as a young quarterback in the league. Back-to-back playoff appearances with Denver. Back-to-back 10-plus wins in his first 2 seasons as the starting QB. He was Sean Payton's guy, and there's a good reason why. You're telling me he's on track for 4,000 yards in year 2 and still has only average weapons? Yeah, Bo Nix is serious. Yeah, Bo Nix is going to be the guy. You got to believe in Bo. Imagine if they got a legit number 2. I love Sutton, by the way. I love Sutton. He is making every single penny that Denver paid him worth it. I think this loss for Denver was crucial. Denver needed to be smacked in the face. This was great for them. If you've played football, and you do need to play to get this feeling. If you've played, you'll know that when you lose, it's not great, it's not ideal, but sometimes it's beneficial. More times than not, especially this late in the season, when you're a successful team, obviously, it can be beneficial. You didn't want to walk into the playoffs with a bye and on a 14-game win streak. That's extremely dangerous. I've learned sometimes that the best thing that can happen to you is to lose, to fall back, to come short, because it humbles you and it almost resets your process late in the season, exactly when you can make adjustments for the playoffs and analyze your weak points and fix them. All I think this has done for Denver is it has lit a fire under the asses of this team, and now it's go time. You still control the AFC. Bo Nix is playing phenomenal football. Cortland Sutton is making every penny worth it. The defense is still an elite top-shelf unit. I think the run game needs to get going with R.J. Harvey, who's an extremely explosive back, to take some pressure off this pass attack with Bo Nix, which, let's be honest, can still be limited with the weapons that they have. The Broncos are fine. Do not jump off the bandwagon. Do not jump off the Broncos train, because this win was big for the Jaguars, also for the Broncos. This loss was big. It's going to mean a lot for them. If you haven't played, maybe you won't get it. But when you lose, it's just a different feeling. It's like, oh, I want it badder. I want it more. I'm craving it now. You know, there was a little bit of it, but you forgot about how hungry you really were when you were winning. When you lose, it's a different feeling. I think this was big for the Broncos.